Hello, Earth Signs. This is Casey. I'm here to do your 29th through April 4th general reading. How's everybody doing? Okay. First we have up is Taurus. Okay. First card is Dance. Find your heart's rhythm, step lightly, and swing with the melody. Close your eyes and let joy lead the way. Okay. First card up is the Ace of Cups. New beginnings in love. Okay. Emotional fulfillment. It could be a new beginning in a love relationship. Could be new love for yourself. Okay. Could be just emotional fulfillment all around. Okay. And we have the Three of Cups, happiness, joy, celebration, people coming together, possibly for a marriage. It's definitely coming together for a celebration. Now, we have the Three of Wands. This is moving forward into something very stable, secure. Okay. You're waiting for your ship to come in. Now, this tells me you're open to receiving. Okay. Then we have the Queen of Wands, very, very passionate person, very creative, inspired, okay? Look at all this passion. See, and the thing is, she's got an attitude. She knows who she is and what she wants, okay? Now, we have the World. This is number 21. This is new beginnings. This is successfully completing lessons. This is moving forward. Okay, this is cleaning up the last of the residue, okay, of all these endings of these lessons. This is getting ready to start over with a clean slate to learn new lessons, new beginnings, okay? And then we have the Seven of Swords. Now, this card, they say this is the card of lies, deception, deceit. But I want you to look at what he's doing. He might be sneaking away. Somebody may have ghosted you. But at the same time, he may have gathered up his swords to move on, and he's walking away from something with regrets. Okay. And the overall energy for all the cards is the Moon. Okay. This talks about the shadow and the light. We are whole and complete. We are the yin yang. We are the shadow and the light. Okay. If you have any fears that are coming up, I want you to take time to sit down and close your eyes and talk to them and see what kind of story they have to tell you. The shadow side is usually there for a reason, for protection. Okay. And it pay attention to your gut feeling. Your body's in the present. Your mind and your heart may be in the past or maybe in the future, but your body's always in the present. Pay attention to what it's telling you. And you could train your body to give you a yes and a no, okay? Follow your intuition, follow your knowing. This is very, very important. And the last card is Tending the Future. Okay. Tis time now, beloved one, to tend to the future and to what will come, for there is a tender and vulnerable possibility which is in the process of being nurtured into the next stage of its maturity. Find the way to protect this sweet, young, and lovely hope and take care of it well, so well that it will come into life at a stage closer to you than you think is possible. It is your job now to tend to your own hopes and to allow the most fragile of beginnings to have enough of your care that it will make it through to the next stage. Prepare and plan, consider and contemplate, and do the hardest work yourself. The Kitsumi who walk with you at this time urge you to become the very spirit of the green, and they will work with you, walk with you, and whisper to you of all the things that need to be done, that only you can do. This tending of the future will make the present purposeful and fill it with devotion and richness, and the emotional qualities you bring at this time of preparation will do the very feelings that bloom the brightest once this dream is flowered. So prune what must be reduced, clear the earth of weeds, and enrich the soil. Change poor habits that steal time and energy from you with no reward. Make a promise to devote time to yourself and to learn, and to finally see the seed you plant erupt into green life, searching for the sun. You will have success, friend, so say the Kasumi. And it will be due to the tending, the caring, the learning, and the moments you give, the choices you make now. Here comes the future. Make this present moment feed the very best version of what will come to you. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. Okay. Next up, we have Capricorn. Wow. Okay. First card up is anticipation. Something wonderful is happening. Changes in the air. Open yourself to blessings on their way. Okay. First card up is Six of Cups. This is nostalgia. This is longing for something from the past. This is someone or something coming back from the past, okay? Pay attention. Be aware. Now, this is something that you have walked away from because it was no longer emotionally fulfilling, okay? You didn't see the truth about something, but you did definitely walk away from the situation. And now you are focusing on the past. You are crying over spilt milk because you have walked away from the situation. I want you to refocus this, though. You're so busy focusing on what's happened that you're not looking at the potential that's here, okay? I want you to focus on the potential. I want you to focus on how far you have come rather than how far you still need to go, okay? Just reframe that thinking a little bit and the universe will respond, okay? Wow. Oh, wow. We have the Two of Cups, two people coming together as one. This could be coming back together with this person from the past. And I definitely think it's somebody coming back from the past because, again, we have it in here twice. We have the Six of Cups. Nostalgia, longing for something from the past, could be a situation or a person coming back from the past. Or it could be a need to tap into the inner child also, but I think it's a person because we also have the Two Cups here, okay? Ooh. Okay, then we have the Hierophant. This is, I consider this an 11-11 card. Hi, Happy Tears. How are you, honey? I've been bombarded all week. I've been going to do this all week. It's just been, every morning's been crazy. People calling and texting all morning, okay? Okay, so this is 11-11. This is the Hierophant. This could be you going in and finding your spiritual authority. It could be a marriage card, okay? Or it could be going in and tapping into your own spirituality. And then we have the Moon card, okay? Like I said, the Moon card is, it's your shadow and your light. We are whole and complete. We are that yin yang. Don't push away the shadow side. Talk to it. It's there for a reason, okay? Pay attention to what your body's telling you. Your body's in the present. Your heart or your head could be in the past or the future. Okay, Hold on, girl. We'll talk about that in a minute. Okay. So, yeah. Pay attention to what your body's telling you. Follow your intuition. Follow your knowing. Okay. This is very, very important. Your body is aware of things before your brain will be aware of it. Okay. Now, last card is delight. Okay. Look at how pretty that is. You are now, the Katsumi, are happy to share with you in the midst of a moment of beauty. It is joyful, fun, uplifting, and you will feel so much happiness. For some people, this may seem trivial, that enjoyment and good times are not as serious as those moments when we walk with the shadows and discover more about our deeper aspects. This is not that time. This is now a time to come into the light. Time to allow the moments of joy, the lightness of being, the graceful state to be ours too. To have humor and play, music and sweetness all about us, and to laugh and be free. And this is the energy this card brings to you now. To be light, to be joyful, and to be as the music from the flute is, high and light and sweet. And to know that every note has its moment and will pass. As you enjoy this time and smile with pure uplifting energy shining from you, others will open up and feel this way too. It will be a simpler time, an easier time, a time when the heaviness of the world falls away and you are ensourced and in the most sparkling and naturally happy of ways. You will find others to share your happiness with, and it will be like a ripple upon water spreading out and influencing so many. And the world needs this joy, dear one, and this is the gift of the Katsumi realm to you, a springtime for your soul. The Katsumi adore music and fun and dance and joy. Let no one tell you you are not serious enough. Let no one try to hold down your joy, bubble up like spring beneath the earth and shine out into the earth. Boy, that's a good one. We should all be doing that. All of us. Yes, I'm going to mark that. I'm going to mark that. Okay. Okay, you want to know about my bracelets, hon? I got them from Amazon. They're black tourmaline. Because I do readings. Okay, black tourmaline repels negativity. It, repels. If you put black tourmaline at your front door, negative people won't even come in the house. It works. I had a brother-in-law that I gave him some black tourmaline. He went for a job interview. Okay. And when he walked into the room, he had such a feeling of evil in the room. And he went through the job interview, and when he was walking out of the room, the black tourmaline shattered in his pocket. So, yeah, he didn't believe in any of that stuff. But after that, now he carries some black tourmaline with him, and he also bought some selenite. Yeah, selenite goes in and cleans. You can put your crystals and stuff on selenite too, but I do so many readings that I needed something for protection. And then I have one, this one. It says, just breathe. Just breathe. I need to hear that too sometimes, guys and gals. Okay. So how are you today, Happy Tears? I want to go in and do a class on, no readings. I want to go in and do a class on expanding out, talking about soul groups and synchronicity. And I was going to do it tonight, but nobody will get notification on it because I'll have 4 readings up and they only notify of 3 tonight. So I would suggest the black cumin. Do you take probiotics, hon? The black cumin seed, that's some awesome stuff. Awesome, awesome stuff. but it does some healing, okay? Just a suggestion, not trying to diagnose, but it helps digestion, it helps heal things. So, okay, girl, we are going to go on and do Virgo. What sign are you, girl? I forget. I can't keep track of everybody. Okay. Yeah. Yes, I know, hon. But, you can do things to work on healing yourself, too. You know what you could do, too, is you could rub your hands together until they tingle and put them on the stomach energy and send some energy into heal. Yeah. Yeah. Gemini was last readings, but I'm glad you're here, okay? Okay, we're going to go in and do Virgo. So, what I use for infection sometimes is dandelion root. I buy the bottles instead of just the tea. It heals the liver and heals a lot of things. Yeah. There is something also called Hepsul. Hepsul. It is good for infections also. This is alternative medicine, okay? Yeah, dandelion root is very healing. I know there's a shortage of echinacea and elderberry and stuff now. Yeah, dandelion root. Yeah, that's some good stuff. But if you get to a health food store, you might try some Hepsul. Might help. Okay, so Virgo. First card up is awareness. Pay attention to the subtleties. Look with new eyes. There are signs and omens everywhere. Hepsul, Hepsul, it's homeopathy. I would look for, does she need a 30C if you get that. Or you can Google homeopathy and put in your symptoms and see what it comes up with. But Hepsul is good for infection. So is Ledum. Well, Ledum, yeah. Ledum's more, yeah, that's different. Hepsul is good. Okay. Oh, black cumin seed. The Bible even talks about it, that it's called the blessing seed. I am using that, and this is the brand I'm using, but I also have the seeds. This stuff has opened up my lungs. It's helped my sinuses. You want the Nigella, I forget. I think it's, yeah. My lungs are open. My sinuses are better. My stomach's better. That's what I use. That's just what I use. And it boosts your immune system. I think my oldest son, when I told him about it, went out and bought the store out because they had it on sale. Okay. Virgo, we have the Nine of Swords. This is the ending of depression, anxiety, okay? Not wanting to get out of bed. Just all these fears, okay? Everything's all up in the air. You're stuck in your head right now. And I can understand with everything that's going on, But I want you guys to focus on things that you've been wanting to do for years. Everybody's got a bucket list of, oh, if I just had the time, I would do this, that, and that. Yeah. You probably just need a stronger version of it, hon. Okay. Stuck in your head. Everything's up in the air. Can't make a decision. Can't make a choice. You're coming out of this, okay? I want you guys to start focusing on the positive of the potential. I want you to, like the last reading I did is talk about tapping into the joy and tapping into the dancing. Don't worry about the future. Just remember, money is energy. Money is energy, okay? It's an exchange of energy. You can just know that it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. Okay. Now, here's the Ace of Pentacles. This is new beginnings in prosperity and abundance. There's something coming in. This is happy family, safety, security, tangible assets, money coming in. Okay. Now, we have the Sun. This is the best card in the whole deck. Happiness, joy, innocence, security, light being brought to the situation. Okay? Having faith. Having faith. I don't like to tell stories when I'm doing these readings. Okay. So let me tell you something. This shifted things major for me. When my son and daughter were going to a party one night, I kept having flashes of my son being shot. Okay. And I sat down and I had a conversation with God. I said, please, I know that if I tell the kids they can't go to this party, they're going to sneak out anyway. So I sat down and said, Lord, I'm asking for extra protection for my children and the kids around them. I'm putting them in your hands, asking for protection. At 1:30 in the morning, my daughter came in telling me that 4 kids were shot at that party that night. And it's like, oh, wow. Wow. But the thing that was a lesson for me was the faith. I showed faith that my kids were going to be protected, and it changed the situation, And my son was at that party, and he was able to save one of the kids' lives, okay? But we've got to just sometimes put things into God's hands and ask for that help. We kind of have to surrender the situation, because I couldn't control what my kids did. We can't control what other people do, So sometimes we have to ask for that extra protection and that, and put it into God's hands, okay? And it's kind of interesting because, see, we have the Sun, which is all these wonderful things coming in, and then we have the Ace of Swords. This is new beginnings, okay? And in this deck, this card is spiritual, okay? It looks like the representation of the cross with the cloth across it, okay? So that represents spirituality to me. And then the eagle also represents spirit, okay? So this is the ability to soar in the heavens with God, okay? So you've got this wonderful things coming in. This is tapping into your spirituality. This is having that faith and trust, okay? And it's interesting because this is a major arcana card. This is long term, okay? This is going to be around more than just next week. And then we have the Judgment card. This is a call to awaken, okay? This is pay attention to what's going on. This could be a renewal. It could be an awakening. It could be somebody coming back from the past. Anything that you thought was over and done with is not. This is coming back to life, okay? And then again, we have the moon card. Okay. Tapping into your knowing, tapping into the shadow side. Like I said, we are whole and complete. We are the yin yang. Okay. Don't push the shadow side away. Don't put your fears away. Sometimes you need to sit down and talk to them and see what they're trying to tell you, what it's trying to make you aware of. Now, this is a major arcana card too. So there's some major lessons going on for you guys, okay? Pay attention to your body. What is your body telling you? Your body's in the now. Follow that gut feeling. Your body's going to have more awareness than your brain is. Okay? Train your body for a yes and a no. Okay? You can close your eyes and relax. That's your yes. Ask yourself a question that you know is false and see where it tightens up. Okay? You may have to practice it a few times to be able to differentiate, but you can train your body to make you aware of things, okay? But follow that intuition, follow that knowing, okay? That's very important, especially now. Okay, so last card up is watch and listen carefully. I think that would also go with the spirituality card myself. And tapping into the universe. You know, if we don't take time to even sit down for 10 minutes a day and still the mind, and everybody should have the time to do that right now, you know? It's just even if you learn to still the mind for 10 minutes a day just to listen, because we are so busy we don't have time to listen to what the universe is trying to tell us, okay? Okay, there is a possibility that you need to be cautious and careful at the same time. For what looks like a good situation, a friendly person or an offer too good to refuse is disguised. There is no need to fear, but take your time and do not make commitments. Again, follow your intuition, follow your knowing, follow that gut feeling, okay? But take your time and do not make commitments until you have investigated all that you can and received good advice from a trusted source. Kitsumi in the main can be trusted, and this particular Kitsumi is coming to you to advise you to take care, hold back, and think before you act. Think does not mean to worry or to fret, but to rely upon wisdom, rather than what you would like to be true. Do not be naive. Do not be rashly and foolish. And examine carefully what is before you. You may find that you will be very glad that you hesitated and took stock, rather than simply going with what you wish. This is going to be challenging, for many of us are overcoming our own mistrust of the possibility. But in order to be a whole being, we must acknowledge that not all that takes place is in our best interest. And in this situation, there's a possibility that there is a person who is acting in a way that will only benefit them without taking into consideration your needs. So be wary, think carefully, act wisely, and seek out advice that can be assistance before coming to a decision. Okay. So that's our reading for Virgo. That's the first. These cards are new, so I haven't read a lot of them. So I think they're awesome, though. Absolutely awesome. Okay, everybody follow your intuition, follow your knowing, and have a little faith, you know. Look at the good things that's happened. I mean, there's nature coming out everywhere. The pollution is down. It's like I've been telling everybody for years that nature doesn't need us. We need nature, you know, and we need to pay attention. And if these world leaders aren't paying attention to what's going on with nature, you know, this is all part of nature too. So we just need to have some faith and trust that everything's going to be okay. And take that time to do some things on your wish list. You know, I told one little gal, and she ordered a bunch of paints and supplies, and she's working at home, but with working at home, she's only got a couple hours of work a day. And and she's bored, so she's painting pictures like crazy, and her parents are tickled to death. She lives at home with her parents. So take some time to do some things that you've always wanted to do. I know it's hard because, for an example, I remember what it was like when I got out of college. You know, you're studying all the time, you're in class all the time, and then all of a sudden the semester ends and you feel like you're missing something. You feel like you haven't done something. And I would pace the floor for a whole week before I'd calm down enough to get anything done, you know. And I've been like that for the last week, and it's like, okay, now it's time for me to sit down and prioritize the things that I need to do, you know. So now I'm taking time to go through some of the stuff. I have 500 books, okay, and I had containers upstairs that had books. I'm going through them, getting rid of old ones that I don't want anymore, or I'm going to have to go back through and organize them again, but I'm getting rid of containers full of stuff. The semester is over and you're reading. Good for you, girl. Yeah, you know, I have 40 books here that I need to catch up on, and they're all spirituality books, and they're all what I've been wanting to read. And it's like, okay, take a little bit of time to read. Yeah. Yes. I have 6,000 books on my Kindle. Okay. Yay! Congratulations, Happy Tears. 90% of the books that I got on Kindle were free, you know, all kinds of genres. So, but I have 3 Kindles. One is for spirituality books, one for miscellaneous, and one for cookbooks. I have to organize everything. That's crazy. So just take some time to do some of the things you've been wanting to do, you know? That's awesome. That's awesome. And I'm glad you got out of school early anyway, girl. Yeah, I read that they had some doctors that graduated 3 months early so that they could help. So we just have to have faith and trust that, you know. Yes, yes. You can look at, what is it called? CAM, CAM, Complementary and Alternative Medicine. It's a medical site, and it will give you the, I'm trying to think of the other ones. Okay, so there are government sites for alternative medicine because they have gone on and done tests on a bunch of it's complementary medicine. I think CAM is one. Not WebID. I'll have to look them up, hon. Yeah, CAM is one. But if you go in and look at they will give you if there's any side effects, counterindications, they call them, okay? Things to be aware of, like herbs, what might react with what medicines. You know, like you can't, if you've got heart problems, you can't take golden seal, or if you've got high blood pressure, they break things down. You can get some actual information off of the government sites. They have gone in and done actual tests on a lot of complementary medicines. It's like they didn't want to believe that acupuncture was done, and that's one of the things they did lots of testing on was acupuncture, and now that's considered a valid alternative medicine now, you know. And if you go back and look, for years, about 80% of our medicines were all based on herbs. And what they do is the pharmaceutical companies send out people around the world to learn from the shamans around the world and find out what they use, and then they try to make synthetic versions of the herbs and stuff that the shamans use. They're called cultural anthropologists. Cultural anthropologists. They go around the world and studied all these alternative medicines. You know, because they're looking for ways to heal people too, you know. If they can't patent herbs, but if they can go in and make a synthetic version of it, they can patent. And I learned all this stuff in college. I took herbal classes and how to make tinctures and a lot of stuff. So yeah. Cam. And I can't think of the other site. I'd have to go in and look at my my notes. In fact, that's one of the things that I'm going through now is I have a whole container full of papers that I need to go through from when I was in school, because there are some things, there are some things that I want to keep and some things I want to get rid of. So I have a whole container I need to sit down and go through, and I can find some of those papers and let you know. You are. Yeah, because we truly need that, you know. We need to be more in touch with everything. And if you can, I'm telling you, homeopathy is awesome. What happened for me is I had chronic bronchitis for 50 years. And I was in a metaphysical book group, and I had been homesick for 5 months with this chronic bronchitis. Yeah. And she says, here, try this. Girl, I was coughing so bad. My chest hurt so bad. I didn't even want to move anymore. I just wanted to die. It hurt so bad. Couldn't breathe. All I did was squeak. She gave me, find that. I'd like to find that. She gave me one little pill, and it was gone in 4 hours. I'd been on antibiotics for 2 months already. One little pill, because things come down in traits. There's 4 miasms that come down through health. Okay, my mom had polio. That can also cause lung problems as well as muscle problems, okay? So I ended up with the chronic bronchitis and the asthma. My sisters didn't have it, but my oldest daughter had it. Okay. She had it bad, but she outgrew hers. I didn't. And then her 2 boys had asthma, and one of them didn't outgrow it. Okay. So the miasm comes down through the genetics. So with homeopathy, they go in and they ask your whole family history as far back as you can know. Because my mom had polio. My grandfather on my dad's side had tuberculosis at some point. That is also a lung remedy. That can also cause like excessive anger. You have what, hon? So, you know, and we need doctors that do both. Oh, yeah. Yeah. But if you work with a good homeopathy person, so I started out at like, I think what they call it 200C. And the more they dilute it, the stronger it gets. So my theory for how it works is when you do like a 30C, that's in the physical body. Okay. When you do a 200C, it's out here. Okay. When you do a 1M, that's out here. You know, it just keeps, the farther out you go, then it works on healing from the physical body out. That's my theory. And one of the ladies, Hannah Kroger. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of Hannah Kroger. She was a little German lady that was a healer. They took her to court for practicing medicine without a license. And they ask her, well, how do herbs heal? She says they heal on a spiritual level. So yeah, the asthma is not fun. Now, the black cumin seed has helped my asthma dramatically. My lungs are more open. I'm feeling better. They're not burning as bad. This is just my experience, okay? I was reading about a lady that got the actual seeds and was just putting them in, in her food, and she cleared up her COPD. So, I'm not diagnosing, I'm just giving examples. Yeah. There's a doctor in Texas that's curing cancer too, and they tried to throw him in prison and steal his patents. There is a herbal formula out there called Essiac. And that, look up Ruth Kassick and look up Essiac, Essiac. Now, there was a doctor that they were using it for cancer, okay? They tried to pass legislation in Canada for her to legally treat people, and she lost by 4 votes. Yes, you got to be careful and everything. She lost. This is all history, okay? She lost by 4 votes due to pressure from the pharmaceutical companies. Now, this doctor in San Francisco was going in and using it on AIDS patients. And he had 174 AIDS patients on their deathbed, pulled them off all the drugs and put them on the Essiac. And they improved. Okay. This is all on the internet. Okay. You can look up all these stories. I just read all the time. I read all the time. But it's, and our medicine is about a few hundred years behind some of the other medicines. Our medicine is emergency medicine. And this is out of my books from college. Okay? Our medicine is emergency medicine. And one of the things you could read is a book by Candace Pert. It's called Molecules of Emotion. It's a tea. You can buy it as a tea, but you can buy it as pills too, okay? What was I saying? I don't remember. What was I saying, girl? Well, all I can do is tell you about my experiences. It just seems like the asthma got worse since October. When I was coming back from Arizona, we had a storm come in overnight. It was 70 degrees one day, and the storm, oh, yeah, the book's in your college. I don't remember now. I was coming back from Arizona, and it was 70 degrees one day, and it went down to 8 degrees. Well, I couldn't find a hotel on the way back, so the dog and I had to stop at a rest area, and I was trying to get to the next town, but I'd already gone through 2 towns, and there was no hotel. So I got out at the rest area to go to the bathroom, and when I got out, that cold air hit my lungs, and I started to black out. If I would have blacked out in that cold, I would have died. But I got back to the car, and I could sit there, and I was just blacking out. That cold just hit my lungs. And then my lungs have been really sensitive since then. And like I said, I started taking this black seed oil, and it made a heck of a difference. Yeah. Oh, Molecules of Emotion by Candace Pert. It talks about the mind connection. Okay. And they talk about a doctor can come in and tell a person that they have cancer and their immune system will immediately shut down. But it's the ones that say, oh, hell no, I'm not going to let this beat me. See, there's a mind connection in there. Yeah. It's Candace Pert. Molecules of Emotion. Bruce Lipton has a good book out. I'm trying to think of the name of it. What were the name of the other ones? I can't think of it. They're Bruce Lipton. It's Candace, Candace Pert, Molecules of Emotions. Bruce Lipton has a book also that talks about the brain health connection. There's some books. I'm trying to think of the books on the nocebo effect and the placebo effect. See, this is one of the things I'm going through. I'm going through all these old books from college and stuff. The mind has more control over our health than we think. And modern medicine is starting to study that now. But then that kind of goes along with what quantum physics teaches also. What you focus on is what you create, And this is one of the reasons I try to get everybody to switch their thinking a little bit, So, yeah. But homeopathy is like for like. For example, they know quinine will treat malaria. If you give too much quinine, it will cause the symptoms of malaria. So the homeopathy is they give some of the quinine in like you see it. Like I said, the 6C, 12C, 30C are more in the physical level. The more you dilute it, the more it works out. It's stronger the more you dilute it, but it's treating like for like. That's what vaccinations were kind of supposed to be like, but now they're not doing that anymore. But it's yeah. Yeah. And like I said, look up the Bruce Lipton book also. And like I said, these are college books. Because I started taking integrative therapeutic practices, which brings together alternative medicine and modern medicine. I ran out of credit, so I couldn't finish. One by Bruce Lipton. Let me look. Amazon. Where are you? Okay. I'm on the wrong phone. Okay. Oh, come on. Amazon. Yes, The Biology of Belief. She got it. Yes. And if I run across any more, I will let you know. I know I'm listening to who who I'm finding real interesting right now is Dr. Joe Dispenza, and they're doing testing at universities around the world with how, the neural pathways in the mind. So that's pretty interesting stuff too. Girl, I'm an eternal student. I have to be learning something new all the time. So my neural pathways should be all over the place. You know? Because when you learn something new, your neural pathways say, oh, that's something different. We have to create a new way to do that, you know? And it's kind of the same thing when I tell you guys to bring it from your head and up from your heart and meet here. Yeah. And meet right here. You can balance the heart brain connection. Honey, I'll be reading books and learning stuff until I die. I was talking to my niece this morning and telling her some stuff. She says, you know what's funny? She says, I've got all these people coming. Oh, milk thistle, dandelion root, echinacea. Do you know how to do lymph cleanse? Okay, you very lightly touch all the parts of your body, just barely touch it. And bring it all down to the heart area and up from below to the heart area. I would look up, you just just barely touch your skin. Okay? Just barely touch your skin. And it starts cleaning the lymph nodes. But you want to bring it all to the heart, or up, down to the heart, or up to the heart. Anything below. Well, you can also Google homeopathy in your symptoms. But you know what? When I had swollen lymph nodes in my I don't have one right here. I got an ear candle. Look up ear candles. You get a paper plate. You put it. The ear candles are like a cone. Okay. You stick it in your ear and you light the other end on fire, and it starts drawing stuff out of your ears. So, because sometimes when my glands are swollen, it's from my ears. Yeah. But also alkalizing your diet, hun. But if the doctors have done blood tests on you, they would know if that's what it was, hun. I am all for using natural medicine with regular medicine. I'm not saying that at all. I'll never tell you that, okay? We have to just be smart with everything that, yeah. Yeah, when I eat meat now, it's like my whole body swells up. Yeah. Yeah. Cool. Somebody just comment on Aries readings. We we have another person here listening. You're welcome to join the conversation. You know. Oh my gosh. Like I said, I can eat chicken and I can eat fish, but I ate beef the other night. I gained 5 pounds immediately. My feet swelled up, everything. It's like, and the doctors tell me, no, that's not possible. Well, there's something in the meat that they have now that makes me sick. And don't tell me it's in my head. And the doctor doesn't believe that dairy puts me into AFib. It happened 3 times. I went and got cardio converted. First time I ate a little tiny sample of ice cream, you know, one of them sample trucks. Yeah. And I within 20 minutes I was back in AFib. And I said, what the hell? So they cardio converted me again. It lasted a few months. As soon as I had something with dairy, back into AFib again. They said, it's not possible. Well, yeah, if it's an allergic reaction, you know, then it's going to cause a problem. And a lot of people that have celiac also are sensitive to dairy. I use an alternative cheese. It's a provolone. It's by Follow Your Heart. Oh man, that's the best cheese I've ever ate in my life. And I get coconut milk ice cream. So, you know, it just depends, hon. And which is better? Gee, I'll keep eating my ice cream, or gee, I want to feel better. That's the thing. I had a doctor tell me if people knew what it was like to feel really good for 5 minutes, they'd stop doing everything that was bad for them. You know, it's all choice. It's all decisions. I tell you guys all the time, make choices and decisions. My neighbor, he knows he's gluten intolerant, but he won't, you know, and he's got such bad stomach problems, but he's so afraid of trying the gluten-free diet, staying on the gluten-free diet, that he's afraid it's going to mess him up. But again, choices and decisions, you know. Yeah. Oh yeah, food is everything, hon. Food is everything. Well, I'm glad you're feeling better, hon. I really should go on and do the water signs next. Okay, I don't eat a lot of bread, but the bread that I use is Canyon Bakehouse. Oh, that's awesome bread. If I use the whole grain one with the gluten-free whole grain one, oh my gosh, that is such good bread. And basically, a gluten-free diet is just mostly fruits, vegetables, and I eat pretty good. There's a lot of good. I don't know. I just discovered some gluten-free egg rolls by So Free Foods, I think it is. Oh, they're to die for. They're the best egg rolls I've ever eaten in my life. Yeah. The thing is, the you may be feeling better, but it's still damaging the intestines. Those little villi in the intestines, you know. You may feel a little better on the inside, but it's still doing damage. And then when you get to the point like me, I can't lose weight because my body thinks it's in starvation mode. It's in malnutrition mode because there's so much damage. Everything that, you know, all I eat is fruits and vegetables pretty much, tiny bit of chicken, some fish, and don't eat, if I eat bread, it's maybe once a month. And I can't lose weight because my body's in malnutrition because it doesn't absorb the vitamins and nutrients that it needs. So, yeah. I know, girl. See, that's one of the reasons that I know how to make a chocolate pudding out of avocados, you know. I know how to make a coconut cream pudding out of coconut milk, you know. But I use stevia, I don't use sugar. And see, I don't buy sweets and stuff. I try to get the sweets in other ways. But I'll tell you, this last week, 2 weeks, I've been craving sweets like crazy, and I don't think that belongs to me because I do stevia instead of sugar. So that's because they put fat in all the gluten-free foods in order to make it taste better. Yeah, sometimes I use honey because honey is good for infections. Do you just drink your detox tea with honey in it? That's antimicrobial, antibiotic. That's awesome stuff. And they have found honey that's thousands and thousands of years old and it's still good. Yeah. Okay, girl, I'm gonna let you go so I can go in and do Pisces. You can follow me over there if you want, and we could talk again. So I think I can go in and they've changed it so I can go in and delete this last part of this. So I don't know. We'll find out in a minute. Okay. I will see you in water signs if you want to join me. Have a good one. Namaste.